At the 2025 Country Music Association Awards, Keith Urban returned to the public eye about 2 months after his split from Nicole Kidman was announced. His attendance quickly became one of the most talked about events of the evening. The well-known country singer returned to the CMA stage with a performance that many fans interpreted as symbolic, a reminder that, despite the turmoil in his personal life, his music and his craft remained steady and deeply rooted, following weeks of headlines, rumors, and intense scrutiny surrounding his personal life. Keith wore an all-black attire to the event, adhering to the polished yet laid-back look that his fans have grown accustomed to. He combined his characteristic graphic t-shirt with black shoes and slim pants to create a style that combined his signature edge with easy confidence. Throughout his career, Keith has attended numerous award events in fancy suits, but this more casual look felt different. Many onlookers thought that his feeling of simplicity, possibly even deliberate minimalism, reflected the significant changes taking place in his life behind the scenes. Alongside presenter Lainey Wilson, one of the brightest growing stars in country music and a highly regarded figure in the industry, Keith played his timeless hit song, Where the Blacktop Ends, on stage. The vibe between the two generations of country musicians felt seamless during the duet. Seeing Keith sing a song from his early career brought back memories for devoted fans. It served as a reminder to viewers that Keith Urban was first and foremost a musician with a raw, undeniable talent prior to his notoriety, accolades, and high-profile Hollywood marriage. However, Keith was going through a major period of personal transformation at the time of this performance. Keith Urban and Nicole Kidman are going through a divorce after over 19 years of marriage. This split startled many, in part because the couple had long been regarded as one of Hollywood's most durable marriages. For nearly 20 years, their relationship, which was frequently characterized as strong and encouraging, had withstood heavy media coverage. Keith frequently talked openly about Nicole's contribution to his personal development, particularly during his early battles with addiction, and she was regularly seen supporting him at his concerts. Due to their highly publicized past, the announcement of their separation sparked a flurry of internet conversations as fans attempted to figure out what would have caused the dissolution of a marriage that appeared to be so steady on the outside. In the months since the split was made public, Keith has been in the spotlight once more, this time due to extensive rumors that he may have a romantic relationship with Maggie Bobb, one of his own guitarists. Maggie has been touring with Keith for a while, sharing the stage with him and adding to the excitement and music of his live performances. However, a certain moment during a concert in October, only weeks after the breakup was announced, set off an online viral storm. Keith made a tiny but noticeable shift while singing The Fighter, a song that fans have long assumed was inspired by Nicole and the emotional warmth she brought into his life. When they're trying to get to you, baby, I'll be the fighter, is the original version of the line. However, he changed the line to when they're trying to get to you, Maggie, I'll be your guitar player, that evening, as Maggie was playing guitar next to him. The response came right away. Videos went viral on social media, fan forums erupted with speculations, and entertainment publications promptly published pieces speculating on whether or not Keith was sending a message. It wasn't a subtle shift. It was addressed to the individual standing beside him and was straightforward and intimate. For a lot of folks, it seemed like a private conversation that implied an emotional bond outside of the stage. Since then, though, Keith Urban has vehemently disputed that the altered lyrics had any deeper significance. He maintained that it was just an impromptu moment, one of the numerous ways he occasionally gives his concerts a personal touch or gives credit to the musicians that perform with him every night. In order to make live performances interesting and captivating, Keith has long experimented with lyrics, phrases, and arrangements. However, many read into the incident far more than normal because of the circumstances, which came so soon after his public separation. Another performance fueled the flames as rumors grew more intense. Keith made a lyrical alteration to another song, You'll Think of Me, a ballad notably related to themes of heartbreak and moving on. In his record, the song has always had emotional resonance, especially among fans who are aware of the personal situations that served as its initial inspiration. When Keith made little adjustments during a live performance once more, some fans thought it was a message to Nicole or Maggie, or perhaps a commentary on his divorce. Keith finally confronted the mounting rumors head-on during a stop on his High and Alive tour. He was obviously frustrated as he addressed the audience directly. He said to the audience, "I've been covering it like this for a long time. Don't read too much into it." The message was forceful and remarkably forthright. In contrast to the more reserved and measured tone Keith generally adopts when discussing his personal life, his message was clear. Musical choices, not coded emotional admissions, were being overanalyzed by the public and media. This opposition was not unexpected. Keith has battled the conflict between his private life and public persona for many years. He frequently discussed the stress of living under media scrutiny and how it worsened during times of personal adversity, including in the early years of his marriage. Keith has always maintained a barrier between his emotions and the news, despite the music industry's celebration of vulnerability. Maggie Bob-related rumors kept changing. Coverage of Keith and Maggie's onstage encounters have sparked numerous stories, even though none of them had openly acknowledged any romantic involvement. Observers point out that artists generally create tight relationships with the people they tour with. After all, they spend lengthy periods on the road together, rehearse intensely, and share the emotional highs and lows of performances. Even when these interactions are strictly professional, they may appear close by nature. Industry insiders have observed that performers, especially those with extensive traveling histories, frequently alter their lyrics during concerts. Performers regularly personalize lyrics to honor their bandmates or the city they're playing in, or simply to keep the performance emotionally fresh for themselves. However, the fact is often overshadowed by popular curiosity and speculation. Keith and Lainey Wilson's CMA performance provided a chance to refocus. For the first time in weeks, discussions on the internet returned to his reputation as an accomplished musician rather than conjecture about his private life. The duet demonstrated Keith's guitar prowess, his uniquely silky voice, and the grounded stage persona that have characterized his career for over 30 years. He seemed completely at ease on stage despite significant life changes. Keith remains in a solid position in his career. Large crowds have attended his High and Alive tour, and his set lists feature both contemporary songs and timeless hits that demonstrate his artistic development. Despite all the controversy surrounding his personal life, Keith's performances have remained solid, emotive, and technically sound, according to many commentators. Since the breakup, Nicole Kidman has maintained a more subdued public persona. She has continued to shoot engagements and appearances without going into much detail about the divorce, despite being well known for her strict dedication to business and personal limits. Given their shared level of renown, the couple's ability to retain anonymity is noteworthy. The dissolution of Keith and Nicole's marriage has reignited debates regarding the complexities faced by famous couples.